Before moving on to the series analysis, I would like to ask you a favor. You watch my videos but forget to subscribe. Subscribing to my channel is free. I would be happy if you subscribe to my channel. Thank you in advance. Kuruluş Osman continues to build its tension, and episode 179 left us with major conflicts brewing. Sophia's ruthless actions, the increasing threats against Osman Bey, and the internal struggles within both the Ke tribe and the Byzantine forces set the stage for a gripping episode 180. But what exactly can we expect next? Will Osman Bey be able to counter Sophia's schemes? Could an unexpected betrayal alter the course of events? Let's break down the possibilities. Sophia's reign of terror, a sign of desperation? Sophia has always been a formidable adversary, but in the latest episode, she seems to have crossed a line, showing no mercy to anyone who stands in her way. This raises an important question. Is her brutality a sign of growing power, or is she acting out of desperation? Historically, characters like Sophia often take extreme measures when they sense their grip on control weakening. In episode 180, we might see her making even riskier moves, possibly overstepping boundaries that could backfire. Could this be the beginning of her downfall? Alternatively, what if her cruelty is actually a calculated move to intimidate not only Osman Bey, but also her own allies? Fear can be a powerful tool, but it can also turn allies into enemies. Could this lead to an internal rebellion against her? Osman Bey's next move, revenge or strategy? Osman Bey is not one to let injustice slide. After the shocking events of episode 179, it's almost certain that he'll retaliate. But how will he do it? A direct attack against Sophia's stronghold could be one possibility, but Osman Bey has always preferred strategy over brute force. Could he instead use her own methods against her, sowing discord within her ranks and weakening her from the inside? Another angle to consider is whether Osman will use diplomacy. There are figures within the Byzantine Empire who do not fully align with Sophia's ambitions. Could Osman seek to exploit these divisions, forging unexpected alliances? The internal conflict, a threat from within? While the external threats are clear, episode 180 might also shine a light on growing tensions within Osman Bey's own camp. We've seen hints of disagreements in previous episodes, certain Beys questioning Osman's decisions, tensions rising between key figures. Could one of Osman's closest allies be on the verge of making a mistake that costs them dearly? One major concern is whether Sophia's influence could extend beyond her own people. What if she manages to turn someone within Osman's circle against him? A carefully orchestrated act of manipulation could create a dangerous situation. As we move into episode 181, the tension from the previous installment is poised to explode into new conflicts and strategic gambits, with Sophia's ruthless methods leaving a trail of broken alliances and internal dissent. Episode 181 may well become the turning point where every decision and every betrayal takes on monumental importance. But what exactly might unfold? Let's delve into several key areas where the narrative might head, keeping in mind that these predictions are speculative and open to interpretation. Sophia's brutality has long been a double-edged sword. On one side, her unyielding approach cements her as a formidable force. On the other, it may sow the seeds of dissent among her own ranks. In episode 181, we could witness internal rebellion. Some of Sophia's closest lieutenants, who may have felt increasingly alienated by her extreme methods, might start questioning her leadership. Is her lack of mercy beginning to backfire? Could one of her trusted aides secretly be planning a coup? External opportunism, observing her vulnerability, rival factions, or even former allies might be tempted to realign themselves. For instance, individuals from the Byzantine side who have long harbored ambivalence towards Sophia's brutal policies could see this as the perfect moment to defect or offer covert assistance to Osman Bey's camp. Discussion prompt. Do you think Sophia's uncompromising approach will ultimately isolate her from those who could help her consolidate power? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. 2. Osman Bey's strategic maneuvers. Consolidation amid chaos. Osman Bey's character has always been marked by a delicate balance of martial prowess and strategic foresight. With the escalating internal strife on the horizon, episode 181 might explore diplomatic outreach. Instead of a head-on confrontation, Osman Bey may opt to strengthen his position through alliances. Could he be reaching out to influential figures within the Byzantine ranks or even other Turkic tribes? This diplomatic play might help him offset Sophia's advantages. Preemptive strikes. Alternatively, Osman Bey might choose to act swiftly, targeting the fractures within Sophia's command. A well-timed strike against a key dissident or a covert operation to incite further discord could serve to destabilize her power base before she can fully mobilize against him. Discussion prompt. Would you side with Osman Bey's cautious diplomacy, or do you believe a bold, aggressive move is necessary to dismantle Sophia's grip? Drop your opinions below. 3. Internal dissent, the threat from within. A recurring theme in Kuruluş Osman is that the greatest danger sometimes comes not from external enemies, but from within. Episode 181 might peel back more layers on internal conflicts as loyalty under strain. The loyalty of Osman Bey's own men may be tested by external pressures and internal disputes. Could a trusted companion or a once faithful ally be tempted to switch sides, lured by promises of power or safety under Sophia's reign? Moral dilemmas. As the stakes rise, characters might be forced into making difficult choices that blur the lines between right and wrong. How far will each individual go to protect their own interests, and at what cost to the collective cause? This internal tension might not only add depth to character development, but also set up critical turning points for the unfolding drama. As the story progresses, the delicate balance between personal ambition and collective loyalty becomes ever more crucial. In episode 181, the series pushes us to examine not only the external battles, but also the internal conflicts that threaten to reshape alliances and power structures within both camps. Here are some of the deeper layers we can anticipate. Osman Bey has always carried the burden of being both a warrior and a statesman. With the intricate plots laid out by his enemies and whispers of discontent among his own ranks, he now faces a dilemma. Should he prioritize swift retribution against Sophia and her allies, or focus on consolidating his power internally? Calculated patience versus bold action. One possibility is that Osman Bey might deliberately stall direct conflict in favor of building a network of trust within his circle. This approach might include secret meetings, leveraging the loyalty of key figures, and discreetly neutralizing dissenters before they can turn into active threats. Moral consequences. However, such strategic patience comes at a cost. How far will Osman Bey allow the erosion of trust among his people before the risk of betrayal becomes too great? The series prompts us to ask, is there a moral line that even a visionary leader like Osman Bey cannot cross? Discussion prompt. Do you believe that a leader must sometimes compromise personal ethics for the sake of strategic advantage? Share your thoughts below. 2. Intrigue within. Unraveling the threads of loyalty. The internal fabric of both factions is being stretched thin. In episode 181, subtle hints may reveal that the loyalties once taken for granted are now shifting, leaving characters to confront the true cost of their ambitions. The insider's dilemma. Trusted aides, long-standing companions, or even close family members might find themselves at a crossroads. Could a beloved figure, driven by personal loss or a desire for recognition, be tempted to shift allegiance to Sophia or even an external power? Psychological warfare. In a show as layered as Kuruluş Osman, power isn't just about physical battles. Psychological tactics such as sowing mistrust, exploiting past grievances, or presenting a skewed version of the truth can be just as devastating. Are we witnessing the early stages of an internal coup that could change the direction of the entire narrative? Discussion prompt. What do you think is the most dangerous element in a leader's inner circle? A hidden agenda or unspoken doubts about loyalty? Let us know your perspective in the comments. 3. Sophia's iron grip. The risk of overreach. Sophia's merciless approach has long been a signature trait, but unchecked brutality often comes with inherent risks. Episode 181 may further illustrate the peril of overreach. Alienating allies. As Sophia pushes her own agenda, there's a growing possibility that even those who once stood by her side may begin to question her methods. Her lack of empathy and relentless pursuit of power might make it easier for Osman Bey to appeal to those who value honor over tyranny. Backlash from the shadows. There's also the risk that external powers, particularly factions within the Byzantine realm, could see Sophia's overzealous tactics as a threat to the established order. Might there be covert operations aimed at undermining her authority, or even a secret pact between disenchanted members of her camp and Osman Bey's supporters? Interactive query. Is Sophia's method of ruling ultimately self-destructive, or can she recalibrate her approach before it's too late? What do you think? 4. The broader context. Geopolitical ripples. The internal conflicts are interwoven with larger geopolitical movements. Episode 181 might serve as a microcosm of regional shifts that hint at broader consequences, a catalyst for regional realignment. The strife between Osman Bey and Sophia could invite intervention or opportunistic maneuvers from neighboring states or rival factions within the Byzantine Empire. What might be the ramification if external forces start playing a more direct role in these internal disputes? Echoes of history. The narrative of Kuruluş Osman is steeped in historical resonance. As the series mirrors real-life struggles for power, the choices made in this episode could set off a chain reaction, altering the course of alliances and enmities that extend well beyond the immediate conflict. Discussion prompt. How do you think external political pressures will influence the personal dynamics we see in episode 181? Could this be a turning point for the entire region?